The true architect behind the One Piece universe is Joy Boy. His formidable plan spans over a millennium, encompassing the Poneglyphs, the ancient kingdom, and the sun god Fruit, aiming either to salvage the world and herald a new era or to obliterate everything irreversibly. Before delving deeper, let's break down the initial segment of this complex, three-tier strategy. Yes, I said 3 layers, as Joy Boy's scheme is responsible for the formation of 2 additional plans in the present age, one by the legendary pirate Gold Roger and another by his pupil, red-haired Shanks. Therefore, we have 3 intertwined schemes. Interestingly, it might be more insightful to begin in the middle with Roger's involvement, as he serves as a vital link between the past and the future. Firstly, it is reasonable to propose that Shanks sought the Nika Fruit due to Roger's legacy. Chapter 968 introduces us to Roger's conversation with Shanks, shortly after unearthing the One Piece, which deeply moved him. A few years down the line, Shanks managed to seize the Nika Fruit from the world government, bringing it to Fusha Village, where Luffy ultimately consumed it. I posit that Shanks' arrival in the East Blue was part of Roger's broader objective to eventually pass the Nika Fruit to Ace, particularly since that same chapter indicates that the Roger pirates arrived at Laugh Tale far too prematurely. Additionally, Roger seemed a touch too young at that point to take on the mantle of the Pirate King. This suggests that Tetsu da Hoshi, also known as the ancient weapon Poseidon, still needed to be born and mature, an occurrence taking roughly 25 years. This timeline aligns remarkably with Shanks stealing the Nika Fruit, and the age Ace would have been during this pivotal time. Now, why do I believe that Roger's plan is centered on Ace? In Chapter 968, Roger verbalizes his hope that Ace, his son, would be the one to uncover the One Piece, essentially wanting to create the next Joy Boy. He passionately expresses this to Rayleigh before disbanding the Roger Pirates to father Ace. However, due to Ace's illness, Roger wouldn't get an opportunity to guide him, which led him to entrust Ace's upbringing to his enemy, Garp. This choice may seem odd at first, yet Garp and Roger previously collaborated, such as during the battle against Rocks at God Valley, where the celestial dragons showcased their might. Moreover, Garp is also a member of the notorious D clan, which we shall explore later. It wouldn't surprise me if Roger chose Garp because he possesses insights into the world's true history. Considering Sengoku and Akanu's reactions hint at their understanding of this hidden, past after Vegapunk's message in Chapter 1116. Additionally, Roger's union with Portgas D. Rouge, another D-Clan member, further emphasizes the importance of the D-Clan's will in the timeline and the world's future. Roger was clearly intent on fathering a child destined for greatness and allied himself with several D-Clan members. Ultimately, he needed to ensure that Shanks succeeded in delivering the Nika Fruit to Ace while providing Ace the support necessary on his journey to evolve into the next sun god. To facilitate this, Roger strategically stationed his most reliable crew mates at critical locations throughout the Grand Line. For example, Crocus was situated directly at Reverse Mountain, while Rayleigh was positioned at Sabayati, essential junctures for any pirate aiming to traverse the Grand Line or New World. He set Luffy on the right path, sharing Laugh Tale's existence and providing him with the lock post for navigation. Furthermore, the Dark King Rayleigh, having learned about Luffy from Shanks, came to the Straw Hat's rescue and subsequently trained Luffy, not just physically by teaching him to harness his haki, but also emotionally in helping him cope with Ace's demise. He played a crucial role in their successful entry into the New World, as he also bubble-coated the Thousand Sunny. Given the strategically suspicious placements of these two former Roger pirates along the Grand Line, I suspect the legendary Scopper Gabbin could very well be residing at Lodestar Island, the Grand Line's final recognized island, patiently awaiting the next Joy Boy. After meticulously preparing for his son's journey, Roger surrendered himself, igniting the great age of piracy, likely catalyzing his own child's quest for the One Piece, all the while remaining oblivious to the destiny laid out for him. Additionally, I believe Toki, Odin's spouse and a member of Roger's crew, was aware of Joy Boy's phase in this plan. She traveled to the present from the Void Century, thereby sending Momonosuke and Kindman into the future at precisely the time they would be instrumental for the next Joy Boy. Now, let's discuss Shanks and how he navigated Roger's ambitions after Luffy inadvertently consumed the Nika Fruit before Ace could. Initially, it appears Shanks was on the lookout for Ace on Dawn Island rather than Luffy. However, upon realizing Luffy, yet another D-Clan member, became the Nika Fruit's consumer, he had to quickly adapt to this unforeseen turn of events. Hence, Shanks invested all resources into ensuring that Luffy would ultimately seize the One Piece, providing him an emblematic hat that would allow others to recognize his true identity. Roger's straw hat stands central here, as evidenced by Whitebeard and Mihawk, both acknowledging the significance of the hat and its impact on Luffy's identity. Whitebeard, who is aware of certain truths regarding the One Piece and the D-Clan knowledge he gained through sharing sake with Roger before his death, realizes the moment he sees Luffy with the straw hat that he's Ace's brother. Prior to the impending war, Shanks discussed Blackbeard with Whitebeard and clearly understood that he had entrusted Roger's will by passing the hat to another. Essentially, the straw hat serves as a representation of the legacy Roger passed on, not just Shanks. It appears Whitebeard's faith in Luffy to rescue Ace at Marineford stems from more than mere coincidence or Luffy's charm. Whitebeard previously took Ace under his wing, knowing full well Ace's ambitions. It becomes clear that Roger and Whitebeard possibly conspiring to elevate Ace as the next Pirate King. However, with Luffy emerging as Joy Boy, their plans evolved. Interestingly, Mihawk aligns with similar sentiments. Upon his initial meeting with Luffy, he instinctively sought Shanks' counsel. He even spared Zoro's life and later trained him, an act unusual for Mihawk, especially when Zoro kneels in front of him. Initially unimpressed, Mihawk ultimately shares respect for Zoro due to his loyalty to Luffy. As Shanks and Mihawk maintain a competitive friendship, it stands to reason that Mihawk would choose to instruct Zoro in honor of Luffy's profound impact. Thus, Shanks' commitment to investing resources in Luffy circles back to Roger's legacy. Crocus aids Luffy decisively, and additionally, Shanks eventually engages in conversations with Rayleigh about Luffy after transferring the straw hat, indicating he recognized the potential within Luffy. In essence, Luffy embodies the individual Shanks anticipated on Sabaody in line with Roger's designs. This notion reinforces the purpose behind Roger's crew searching for answers once they reached Laugh Tale. Roger's crew concluded their journey with a chuckle over their efforts, suggesting their futility in their time. Rayleigh seems to echo this sentiment in chapter 1116, drowning his sorrows while hinting that the future belongs to the new generation as Vegapunk unveils the profound truths about the world. Shanks' renewed activity underscores this idea. Characters like Shanks, his crew, Crocus, and Rayleigh seem well equipped for underwater exploration, perhaps indicative of a greater plan that involves submerged elements. Now that we have set the stage, let's outline what I believe Shanks' comprehensive strategy entails. Initially, the task is to secure the Nika Fruit for Ace, despite his need to pivot dramatically since Luffy anomalously consumed it. Given the belief that zone fruits possess a will of their own alongside Roger's intent for his son to embody that legacy. It hints that a D-clan member needed to ingest the god fruit eventually. First, let's discuss the D-clan, a group seeking to provide salvation to the world. Subsequently, Shanks directs Luffy towards aspiring to be the Pirate King, positioning allies and resources. Crocus, Rayleigh, Mihawk, and even Whitebeard behind him. Afterward, Shanks chose to remain behind the scenes, subtly manipulating events in Luffy's favor, evident in his meetings with the Gorosei, notably occurring in Chapter 907. However, during Marineford, risking Luffy's life prompted his immediate emergence to safeguard him. Coincidentally, fellow D-Clan member Trafalgar Law rescues Luffy, enabling Rayleigh to step in for training. Afterward, Shanks recedes into the background until witnessing Luffy awaken in Gear 5th, assuming the Nika form and becoming the next Joy Boy. This pivotal milestone prompts Shanks to set sail for the One Piece as he realizes that the 25-year wait has now culminated, heralding the imminent arrival of a new dawn. It seems Roger and Shanks' plans fall into alignment. But why is all of this significant? That leads us to our third and critical aspect, Joy Boy's monumental plan. To comprehend this, we must lay the groundwork to clarify Joy Boy's intentions. We have established that Joy Boy had indeed possessed the Nika Fruit, actively utilizing it in his struggle against the world government. Numerous characters, Anesha, the Iron Giant, and Vegapunk, have interpreted Luffy's Gear 5th as representative of Joy Boy's return, affirming this connection throughout chapters 1111 to 1118. Zanesha explicitly acknowledges this during Luffy's awakening in chapter 1043. Vegapunk further clarifies that Nika and Joy Boy are distinct entities, implying Joy Boy consumed the Nika fruit during the Void Century, while Nika's existence predates that era significantly. We've also gathered vital insights about the Void Century through Vegapunk, reinforcing our understanding of Joy Boy's aims. It's known that he battled against the 20 kingdoms, culminating in a cataclysmic flood. Whether this occurred slowly or abruptly remains a point of debate. Nonetheless, the outcome was a deluge connected to Joy Boy and the ancient weapons. Joy Boy's grand vision potentially revolved around enabling a new era or dismantling the Red Line, seeking to eradicate the flooded territories, ultimately confronting the malevolent world government and inadvertently manifesting the mythical All Blue, an essential dream for Sanji. As the originator of the pirate lifestyle, Joy Boy's journey directly led to the Great War and the reawakening of the ancient weapons. We can rightly infer that the ancient weapons are more tightly interlinked with Nika instead of Joy Boy. The activation of ancient technology, like the Iron Fist, likely arises from Joy Boy's use of the Nika Fruit. Those ancient races, such as Giants and Skypians, dedicated their worship to the sun god Nika, dating their heritage back well beyond the Void Century. Given the terminology differences, it's critical to note that the Japanese term for ancient weapons contrasts with the English misconception equating it with the ancient kingdom, often misrepresented as the Great Kingdom. If Nika is presumed as the Great Kingdom, it stands to reason they played a significant role in bringing the ancient weapons into existence thousands of years ago, which Joy Boy later stumbled upon. At a pivotal juncture, the ancient kingdom, likely a precursor to the world government, engaged in warfare against Joy Boy after he raised the seas with the ancient weapons. You allegedly harnessed Uranus to execute this act, a fact corroborated by Vegapunk in chapter 1115 through the obliteration of the Lalauja kingdom. Thus, the pressing question persists regarding Joy Boy's ambitions and the significance of the Poneglyphs in revealing this narrative. A complex puzzle emerges around Emu, whose peculiar relationship with Nefertari D. Lily has come to light. Emu's fascination with Lily indicates a veiled connection. In chapter 1117, Emu's fixation on Lily is palpable, scrutinizing her portrait deeply and preserving a photograph of her descendant, Vivi, in Meridua. Furthermore, within Meridua, Emu guards a massive straw hat within a freezer, escalating intrigue. Treading back to Lily's narrative in the void century aftermath of the Great War, she seemingly erred by distributing the Poneglyphs into the wider world. Poneglyphs narrate the authentic saga of the void century, detailing the conflict and providing coordinates to the elusive island of Laugh Tale and the ancient weapons, potent links to Joy Boy. Notably, the Kozuki clan emerges as pivotal players, having crafted the Poneglyphs, establishing a direct connection to Joy Boy and the larger history. But what does this mean for Joy Boy's scheme? Emu's motivations raise several peculiar queries. Why hasn't Emu eliminated Luffy outright? The ongoing pursuits targeting Luffy by the Goro suggest conflicting desires within the hierarchy. If the emergence of the sun god Nika jeopardizes their dominance, Emu's inaction implies a different, perhaps more complex agenda. So, here is my theory. Emu, possibly the ultimate antagonist we suspect, might actually be facilitating Joy Boy's master plan. A double agent of sorts, they may contribute to reawakening Joy Boy to usher in a fresh dawn. This assertion may seem controversial, yet, considering the implications, it reveals a potentially significant subplot. It's clear the Gorosei and the 20 Kingdoms were adversaries of Joy Boy, resisting whatever his ultimate objectives entailed. Yet, allies undoubtedly existed within the system, such as Lily. Hypothetically speaking, if Emu played the villain role out of affection for Lily or Joy Boy, they would need to orchestrate events enabling Joy Boy's reincarnation alongside their resurgence. The Raja pirates exist in a curious state of life, given the dire consequences that should have befallen them had the world's truths posed a genuine threat. Rather than an immediate purge, the flaws in the government function as mere obstacles. With these perspectives, the timeline reaches a plausible convergence between Joy Boy's aspirations, Emu's motivations, and the orchestration behind Luffy's journey to fulfill this fate. In essence, Joy Boy, the pioneering pirate, preemptively activated the ancient weapons, whether through intention or serendipity. This action led to the disastrous rise in sea levels, precipitating the conflict that ensued with the 20 Kings. Witnessing no other recourse, Joy Boy relied on the ancient technologies to contend in the historic war, conceiving a long-term resolution. He had the Poneglyphs created in collaboration with the Kozuki clan, which then were disseminated among the diverse races he allied with, the Minks, Lunarians, Fishmen, and Shandians, who actively participated in the Great War, as revealed by Robin in Chapter 272. Under his control, Joy Boy wielded the ancient weapons, such as Pluton and Poseidon, ensuring that the latter race received a letter of apology for his actions, upholding promises he couldn't fulfill, particularly regarding Poseidon. In entrusting the Kozuki clan and the Fishmen with the ancient weapons, decisions became entrenched within the dynamics of the 20 Kings. They faced an extraordinary predicament: align with Joy Boy against Lily, or give secret aid to him while maintaining a facade of opposition. In the grim conclusion of Joy Boy's narrative, he likely endured treachery at the hands of his adversaries. Through the distribution of Poneglyphs, accompanied by Toki, Joy Boys will continues into posterity. Toki's time travels ensure the Kozuki's alliance with the designated harbinger of the new dawn. She possibly aimed to bridge the gap, sending her son Momonosuke into the future where he encountered Luffy, home to a peculiar convergence as both he and Shirahoshi, born concurrently when Toki arrived in the present, possess the ability to control ancient weapons. Consequences arise as they venture towards Laugh Tale, where they will finally understand how to wield Poseidon, an endeavor Roger was premature to undertake, in either an act to flood the world anew or defund it, ultimately conquering the world government once and for all. The outcome rests with Luffy, the next Joy Boy, who may liberate all or choose to incite true freedom. This concept was exhilarating to formulate, and I believe there remains vast material worthy of exploration. If any aspects resonate with your interpretations or shed new light on this discourse, whether supporting or challenging conclusions, please contribute your thoughts in the comments below. Let's collaboratively dissect the hidden histories of our world. If the narratives surrounding Emu and Joy Boy and their potential interactions intrigue you, I recommend viewing my earlier video on Bing's Sake, which closely examines Joy Boy's life story and intricacies from the Void Century. It plays an essential role in piecing together everything discussed here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this enlightening, and I look forward to our next discussion.